Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Episode 3.
TGN Latinx. Saw Sun. Investment bars. Here we go, yo. Investment bars. Let's start with the golden rule. Play with money that you can't lose. You acting like a fool. Don't gotta be debt free, but you gotta have the bills paid. Some money on the side just in case one of the
How we doing today, folks?
I like that guy.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Good, man. How you guys doing?
I'm doing real well.
good.
Man, real well.
Hey, you guys got those haircuts back, huh?
You already know we had to come back with it. You already know.
I'm not lacking this week though, because this week it ain't haircut Rennie, but it's juice cleanse Rennie. So,
Oh, watch out. Juice cleanse, Rennie.
you know.
His pipes are clean.
All right. Damn.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Good one.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah. So, how have you guys been the last few days?
Bro, honestly, I was oh my bad.
Go right ahead, Randy. Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead, bro.
I was about to,
Damn, he just took all the shine away
I was
from
like,
you. Yeah.
by all means, real quick.
No. Hey, I answered right before he turned, then he just turned. I'm doing good though. What
Slow
about you,
motion
though,
over.
What about
I'm
you?
good. Now, I want to hear how you're doing. You were ready to say
was gonna
something.
say that,
I
like-
feel like this needs
So
to be
since I was just gonna say that since last week, like half of the time I was miserable and I hated life, and then on the back half, like, dude, life is good. Life is good.
So this juice cleanse has you like
It has me
real
on.
good.
It has me on a good one. It has me on a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, how have you been, my man?
I mean, I'll keep it 100. Today was a tough day. You
Okay.
know, professionally, it was a tough day at work, dealing with the grind and everything. But now that I'm here with my boys and, ready to talk to people, I feel really good, actually. So I'm glad I'm here.
Good, man. And we got a special guest in
That's
this
right.
house
We
today,
really
right?
do.
We
Uh-oh.
We do. So you want to
Somebody graced us with their presence.
That's right, yo. So we are lucky to have the first lady of TGN, the one and only Mysterious Jax, is in the building here today.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you guys. I am very honored to be here and on episode 3. Where the heck is Ricks? That's what I want to know.
That's what we
Yeah,
all
she
want
threw
to
it all out
know.
there.
We all want to know.
No,
what it is.
I'm gonna miss episode 2, but I'll be there. I'll be there episode 3, right? That's what he
Yeah,
said.
that's what he
That's what I
said.
heard.
That's what he said. Hey, but you know what though? I think today is like the first because he's on his way back.
Okay.
So today is the first day that he's probably on a plane right now. But if he gets to listen or watch, he's gonna be like, "I wish I was there instead of where I'm at right now." First time in 2 weeks. That's been a hell of a honeymoon.
Yeah, he did it right. I gotta give him that.
Right.
So cheers to you, man.
Yeah.
Get right back. Get right back though.
Yeah.
You making it up for it. For
Yeah,
next
we
week.
gonna put you to work the next few weeks. So.
Yeah, he just talking all episode 4, everyone, just him by himself.
Yeah.
Word. So how have you been? Jax has been good. This is week number 3 for us. How happy are you with us? I guess.
Man, I know, right? The boss is no, I'm just kidding. I'm excited. You guys have been killing it. You guys are dropping so many gems. I've been getting so much great feedback about you guys.
Awesome.
A much needed show for our community for sure. So I appreciate y'all and y'all keep killing it. Keep doing it.
Hey, we
Awesome,
appreciate
awesome.
you. We appreciate you. Big time.
Absolutely.
Like you've welcomed us in with open arms, and
we feel like we
What's up?
part of the family. So
That's right.
Y'all are the
sincerely
family. Let's go.
appreciate you. That's right. That's right. More rounds of applause for that. So we had a good week so far.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys know, but we are launching our new platform. So we're going to be officially a 24-hour radio station here at the Good News Radio.
Let's go.
And we have
let's
been
go.
working nonstop, like even to like we just came from our office straight here, just pretty much programming everything. So it's tedious job, but it's time for us to step up for our audience and our community. They
Let's
deserve
go.
it. So
that.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. So that's awesome and great to hear. So, intro time, right? Icebreaker time. So this week we wanted to talk about our worst financial decision over the last few years. So, who wants to go first? Oh, now you don't want to go first.
I'll go
Now you don't want to go
first. I'll go
first.
first. All right, cool. So this is a financial decision that was worth every penny. So I want to be clear about that. But at the same time, it was not the best financial decision. So I'm gonna talk about getting married.
wow.
We balled out when we married. Like when we got married, we had a hell of a wedding.
He ain't lying. I was there.
Yeah. We had like the wedding of our dreams, and it was a great night, and I'll always remember it. But like real talk, like We spent a lot of money on
But
it.
do you really remember it all?
No, I actually do. So I'll tell you this: like, I drank a lot that night and stuff, but I was actually present like every moment. It's like you have the camera on you all day. It's like being a celebrity for a day, and then you're like, okay, like I get why people go crazy. But at the same time, like we spent like when I think about the amount of money we spent and what we could have done with it instead of spending it on a wedding, like, as beautiful of a day as it was, and we cherish every memory, like, dude, it's I can't justify it. I don't think my wife can't justify it. Like, she would agree with me. Like, as much as we look back and we like, damn, that was amazing. Like,
There was like 10 people per table, right? But the feast was enough to feed like 30.
I'm
not even
All right.
playing.
we and we barely ate that day because we were so tied up. So like,
Don't worry, I ate for you.
So real talk, like, I mean, it's easier to say, after the fact, but I would tell you that like 2022, Randy, like it would not have gone down like that.
God,
And she would agree. She looks at it, the exact same way too.
that's cool, man. That's cool, man. So, Chris, what about you?
Well, for me, I mean, I've kind of already talked about this, but not buying a house when I should have. We talked about it 2019, then 2020. All right, we're gonna do it. I'm a man up. I'm gonna do it. And then the pandemic hit, and it really was just an out not to do it.
Right.
And I didn't do it because I thought the economy would collapse and the housing market would collapse just like it did in 2007, 2008. But I was wrong. So what did I do? I finally bought a house 2021. And I paid a lot more than I would have paid in 2020 or
That's a big
2019.
fact right
So,
there. That's a big fact right there. Jax, how about you? Any financial?
Of course. But I hope everybody learns from all our mistakes, right? So,
Absolutely.
I guess back in my 20s, I had a really good job at Best Buy. I was making really good money, living at home with the parents. I was making a lot of money, and I was blowing it every paycheck.
Right.
And so that for me, like, I probably would have been at a different place right now if I would have just saved instead of, like, you know what I mean? Like, half of my check was going on bullshit, like just shopping and just trips and. So that's something that I regret for sure.
Nah, I like
so
it.
if you're living at home, you guys, and you got a great job, save that money.
Yeah.
Save that money.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
For
Let's
me,
see. What was it?
mine was a few years back. This was back in like 2010. I switched jobs, and I had a significant amount of money in my 401k, and I took all that shit out.
You took it all?
Yeah, I took it all.
Oh,
out.
you didn't say that part during rehearsals, bro.
I figured I'd share a little more. Yeah, I took it all out.
Oh,
I took it
man.
all out. Paid off some debt, bought a car. Man, if I just sit back and I look and I'm like, damn. If I knew then what I know now.
But I feel like, no matter what though, everybody says that.
Yeah,
But-
no, of course.
Yeah.
That's always, that's hindsight, right? It's always 2020.
But what were some of the things you did with it? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't blow it all. Like,
No. I paid off a significant amount of debt. Bought a car that took up a lot of money, and then like helped out, right? Like I
Right.
took care of some other stuff, took care of some people, but yeah.
But that's not too bad, though.
I'll give it to you. If you'd have left it in, your gains would have been a little bit higher. Well, let's,
Dude.
cream. Let's talk about that interest rate on the
Yeah.
credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You would have
yeah.
taken some L's there too, paying it.
but similar
slowly
to
but
Jax,
surely.
like I was making good money. I could have paid off the debt. Like I was just being stupid. I wasn't managing my money right.
I feel you.
And if I would have just gone back and dude, it'd be a very, very different
You know what?
situation right
One
now.
thing you mentioned though that like, and I know we got to move on because we're already behind schedule,
Yes.
guys. But one thing that you mentioned though is you mentioned that like you probably help some people out, and I don't know about all communities, but I do feel like in the communities I'm a part of, I feel like that's a constant recurrent theme. Like when you are doing well for yourself and you're making money, like a lot of times you end up absorbing a larger burden because a lot of the people that are important to us haven't had access to the same opportunities we've had. So just at the end of the day, like I think that's a real situation for a lot of people out
No,
there.
that's absolutely
Yeah.
that's absolutely right. But again, we're just out here sharing our stories, telling what happens in our communities, right? So welcome to Brown Wealth Radio, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're about 15 minutes into the show and we haven't even introduced it, but that's what happens when you're having great conversation with friends. So welcome, happy to have you. And let's just jump right into it. So Rennie, you want to read that disclaimer for us? man?
All right. So our content is intended to be used and must be used for educational and informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research before making any investment decisions, and they should be based on your own personal circumstances. Investing has inherent risks, and past performance does not guarantee future results. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in conjunction with or independently research and verify any information that you wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Investing has inherent risks, and past performance does not guarantee future results. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Ricks,
Don't worry, everybody.
Give that man a round of applause.
No. Don't worry, everybody. Ricks will be back next week. Don't worry, everybody. I know that was painful. I know.
Yeah. So, but with that, let's turn it up a
All
little
right.
bit, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn it up because we need some dollars.
Hey.
More than $1. $100.
What I need. Well, I need the dollar. That's what
All right. Let's cover El Mercado. All right, everybody. Like always, we're gonna give you guys an update on the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow. So the S&P 500 actually down a little bit at 29 and 15 at 0.63%. Which is, if we compare it to when we started, where's that at? What's our gains at from when our first episode was?
That looks like a 5.6%.
Man.
So what you're saying is, although it was a red wine kind of day,
It has not been that kind
Business is booming.
business is booming. Okay, so this is what you were referring to before when you were like, "Hey, zoom out a little bit." Just because it's a red day doesn't mean it's been bad.
Oh,
overall.
yeah.
And that's the
Relax,
S&P.
drink that wine.
But the other two, about the same, right?
Yeah,
Kinda same.
Nasdaq's at a negative 177.36, which is 1.21%. But where's it at since episode 1?
7.5%.
Wow.
Man. And then the Dow's negative 65.38 at only a 0.19% down, but from the first episode.
3.4.
All right, so overall, we're still on an upward trend, right? Just a little.
That's what.
blip
That's,
on the screen.
by the way, the Dow 3.4 in 2 weeks. That's what a savings account would pay you over like 20 years.
That's what's up, man. And since you
It's
talk
up.
about that, let's jump right into El Mercado.
Take my dinero. Take my dinero. She take my dinero. Take my dinero.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but the stock market has been taking my dinero, but for very good reasons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's been hot.
I don't know if you guys took advantage of what happened a few weeks ago and how low it got, but if you unloaded some clips, you're a pretty happy camper.
Oh yeah. No, I mean even
So-
shit. If you unloaded some clips since the first episode, you're a happy camper. But nah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's
So,
been nice. So but
there's
just
one-
remember, everything that goes up
must come down.
must come back down. It doesn't just shoot straight up, folks. So with that, Rennie, you got some pretty interesting news that we're going to talk about today, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, I do. So basically something came out yesterday actually. So before I refer to that though, if you remember, if you follow us on IG at the Brown Skin Investors, we put up a post about kind of just an informational post about maximum 401k contributions and things you need to consider like that. But basically, ever since then, the House approved a bill, and it's the Securing a Strong Retirement Act. So just check this out real quick. The House passed the Securing a Strong Retirement Act of 2022 in a vote of 414 to 5 bipartisan, which how often does that happen, on Tuesday. Known more colloquially as Secure 2.0, Tuesday's legislation builds off the Secure Act that passed on a bipartisan basis in late 2019, provides a number of retirement reforms, including expanding auto enrollment, helping those still paying student loans, assisting both small and large businesses offer more retirement savings options, and raising the age for required minimum distributions to tax-deferred retirement accounts like 401ks.
That's pretty good. So the 401k now, it's the saying that what if I work longer, I don't have to.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that's like probably open to debate. Because right, there's probably two ways to look at it. You know, one way is that is it forcing people to work longer, or is it like a situation where a lot of people nowadays are working longer than they ever have, sometimes because they want to, and it allows them to keep their money in their retirement accounts for a little bit longer. Because if let's say you're in your 70s and you're required to take a minimum distribution, if you're still working and you take that minimum distribution, you're now in a much higher tax bracket. And the whole point of all this was to save for retirement where you'll be in a lower tax bracket.
Got it. So it also helps with compound interest, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Keep it
So
in the market
now if I
longer.
don't have to take the money out at whatever it is, 72, and I get 3 more years to like just continue to compound, hey, 3 years could be an extra
big-
couple 100,000,
Mhm.
depending on how much money you have in there, maybe a couple million.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's some pretty good stuff, man. What are you thinking, Chris?
Well, I mean, is it helping the people that don't have to work till they're 75 and hurting the people that do have to work till they're 75?
You know, I mean, the fact that it had such a bipartisan approval, you know, I mean, we're getting into politics a little bit. We won't get into it for too long, but the fact that it had such bipartisan approval, like, does lead me to think that it's coming from a place of like trying to keep your money in retirement longer unless you need access to it. So this just came out yesterday. I couldn't tell you whether or not, like, let's say, you know, you are at your, you know, minimum distribution age, whether or not you can take the money out quicker, but there's other parts to it that maybe I should share that I haven't shared yet. So Tuesday's legislation would again push back the age Americans need to take required minimum deposits from retirement accounts from the current age of 72 to 73, eventually going to 75 in 2033. This could help retirees who don't need their money immediately to keep more of their savings invested longer and defer paying taxes on this money longer. Now, to help playing catch up, Secure 2.0 also raises the maximum catch up contribution level from $6,500 to $10,000 for American 60.
Now that needs a round of applause.
Yes.
So here's why, like, I kind of wanted to like kind of highlight this and why I even posted about it the other day. So I think like especially when you're first entering the workforce, we've all worked together, right? Like when you were at Best Buy, you probably had access to like retirement plans and things like that, right? So, you know, early on, I'm sure, did they match your 401k match? This is great because we can ask you questions and we don't have to like talk about like.
No, that's great. And I'm gonna be that person that doesn't know much. So I'm gonna be. I don't know.
So one of the questions that comes up sometimes is when you're getting in, like, your company may match a certain contribution. I could tell you that when I was a nonprofit, that was like one of their kind of ways of like upping their game. They actually didn't even match your contribution. They gave you a 10% towards your 401k, no matter what. Other, you know, entities out there will match up to a certain percentage. So especially when you're first entering the workforce, or if you're getting some kind of big lump sum payment, like let's say a bonus,
right?
Sometimes there's that temptation to say, damn, if the company is matching, let's say 7%, but if for this particular check, like if I don't put 7%, that means I have 7% more now. And I'm saying no to that 7% match, which doesn't really come into play until down the road. So Dogra's smiling because he probably knows exactly why I'm bringing this up, right?
Rennie's basically calling me out. No, I did the right thing. I didn't take it out.
No, I wasn't. No, not at all. And I didn't even mean it like that. But I think that's a situation that comes up in a lot of, you know, a lot of our communities, like a lot of our, because I do remember that. Like now, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like if I can get free money from my employer, I'm going to get free money all day. But when I was, you know, 19, 20, you know, working enough to like get benefits and stuff like that, it was a real question because, for example, at that employer, they gave me 10% straight, but they would match up to an additional 2%, just 2%. But I was fighting with myself whether or not I could afford to give up that 2% because I felt like that 2% would go a lot, you know, further at the moment. And no, actually, I didn't feel like that. I just wanted to spend that extra 2% on something else.
But you were in your 20s back then, right?
I was.
Exactly.
And I mean, to your point, you know, someone who gets a bonus, let's say $25,000, $30,000, 5% of that's not a bad amount of money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And if they're matching that,
and think about what it'll do over the long term. And if you have one of us telling you that the biggest mistake they've made as of recent was, recently was taking that money.
I mean, I don't know how recent 2010 is, but I appreciate that.
Who wrote the notes? Who wrote the notes? Who actually wrote the notes?
It's funny. We're talking about, you know, retirement, and a great point that Jesse brought up in our conversation was, you know, he's reading the book Psychology of Money. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Psychology of Money. I think I posted about it over the weekend.
And he's talking about how, you know, retirement is just like a pretty new concept to society, right?
Yeah, like in the 40s and like what was it, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there, like retirement was not a thing. Like this is something that's completely new to us. Even though like modern investing is new, like, well, I can go on a whole tangent about this book. I highly recommend it, The Psychology of Money. Fantastic book. Follow us on IG at the Brownsk Investors, so you can see what we're talking about. But the book is absolutely amazing.
Nice. But I will say, you know, to Rennie's point, this addition to it, changing it from 6,500 to 10,000, that's huge.
That's
I
a
think
big
that's
help.
amazing.
That is,
you know what I mean?
Unlock.
And just by the way, if you're tuning in, you should know that you can still contribute, I believe, confirm it, to your 2021 IRAs. By the way, you have about 15 days probably
Until April. I want to say it's either April 15th
if you did a max
April
amount last
21st.
I do have a question. Maybe this is dumb, but does that mean that they're going to take out more during that bill that just passed?
No,
or it's like a higher number.
No, that means that you would be able, like, let's say that particular part we talked about was like once you're like almost at retirement age or like in your 60s. So once you hit
62,
you would be able to contribute more if you wanted to.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So like if you have the extra money, you're capped at a certain level, right? 6,500 is the most you can contribute, but up in it to 10, that's an additional $3,500 now that you're getting.
Definitely opportunities
Tax
for
deferred,
compound
tax
interest.
free somehow at
deferred,
the
yes.
on the
Got
back
it.
end. Yeah.
But yeah, like Randy said, if you're opening an IRA today, you still have time to put 6,000 for 2021 or 6,500 or
No, it's it's 6,000.
6,000
It's
for
6,000.
2021 and 6,000 for 2022.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that's a pretty good way to segue into our
Hey, what's the 411, hon?
What's the 411?
I got it going on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What's the
I thought you were like
got it going on.
trying to catch up on the time part. I
Oh,
thought you
yeah,
like
nah,
knocked that out.
no,
Okay,
we're okay. We're okay.
Gotcha.
So what's the 411, Rennie? There's a lot of talk in these streets about this fancy ass car that you be driving out here, making us feel like peasants. So, I figured it'd be your turn to tell us a little bit more about.
Tesla?
Yeah, why the hell not? You rub it in our face every week.
I
so.
don't. I never do. I never do.
Let's take a picture by my car.
Hey, that
Hey,
was
I'm
Duck
just hating.
hard.
I'm just hating because these gas prices are killing me. Don't even trip.
You're right.
My
about
next
that.
car is gonna be electric. I'm telling y'all.
You got to, in my opinion. But anyway, let's talk about Tesla, the stock, which is fun, right?
Yes.
Tesla, the stock, makes people rich, makes people broke every single day. But basically, as of late, Tesla has been on a run. So Tesla was
Fuego.
trading in the 700s. I think it even hit 699 like 4 to 6 weeks ago. It's at 1100, or I don't know what it closed at today, but it was like at 1100. So that means that you didn't, if you just bought stock in the company, you could potentially be up 50%.
Oh damn.
Yeah, because 50% of 700 is 3. Yep, exactly. So you could be up more than 50% on Tesla right now if you would have gotten in like 4 to 6 weeks ago, which, by the way, you can always say if. It's just, it is what it is. So here's a couple of reasons, just to kind of throw out there, like some of the stuff that's been good out there. So first off, the company is extremely profitable and it's producing more cars than it ever has. But basically right now you have to think that like, it's what Jax just said, right? Like if gas is super expensive, like there's going to be a natural movement of investors towards the biggest EV company that there is. But what some people would also share is that like, can a company sustain a run like that? And recently it announced that it's going to split the stock.
Which I'm very, very excited about.
Yeah. I don't know the details of it, but Tesla split their stock a year ago, 18 months ago, something like that. So it's
No, I think it was like more recent than that.
Yeah. So it's kind of uncommon for a company to split their stock that often. So
August 2020.
yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
So there's a lot of a lot of buzz associated around that. But my point is, I don't know. This week I don't have the stock picked. By the way, I'm pretty good so far, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. 2 for 2 so far. 2 for 2 so far. I'm just gonna say that. But I don't have it as a pick, but it's just one that's like causing a lot of fervor out there. There's a lot of news out there about Tesla, and
Definitely a long-term hold.
it's
Yeah.
a long term for sure.
So
but in the short term-
one of the things I was hearing about this Tesla stock split, right? So remember when we're talking about a stock split, we mentioned it, episode 1, right?
Yeah.
With Amazon. So
Yeah.
it's the value of the stock stays the same in essence, right? So if it's trading at 1100,
Yeah.
if they
11
say
to
they're
1.
11 to 1, now each share is worth
$100.
$100. But now you have 11 shares instead of just the one.
Yeah.
And the
right.
beauty about the stock split is, again, just like Amazon split, I couldn't afford a $3,000 stock personally, just for one share. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, psychologically, it's like, how am I dropping 3 racks on one share? It's a
Right.
hard
But-
pill to swallow.
So let me throw this out there real quick. So here's just one kind of crazy thing that I would not have thought I was going to read about this, but so one of the things about Tesla is because it's obviously a fuel efficient, doesn't even use fuel company, they get access to they get a lot more regulation that's in their favor.
Got it.
And this article just came out that as if it were not enough to knock out competitors who are struggling to produce 100,000 EVs a year, and Tesla produces way more than that, the federal government has just reinstated a rule that penalizes legacy automakers. This rule at the same time can increase Tesla's revenue. This means that automakers will have to pay $14 more for every additional 0.1 mile per gallon less than the required fuel economy for all non-compliant vehicles sold from 2019 to 2021. And what that basically means is that Tesla is not going to have to pay that. And in addition, they can sell what's called regulatory credits to the companies that can't. So basically, Tesla can't there's no way it can lose in the short term.
Just continue to make more money fist over fist.
Absolutely.
So the rich are getting richer.
But when, I guess Musk and Bezos are just going to continue to battle out for richest man in the world for a few more years, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's producing the best car right now.
No, I agree. I mean, I got the opportunity to ride in
No
this
debate.
gentleman's
We're
car.
not. It's not like the Wheezy and Jay-Z debate we had earlier.
Right, where Jay-Z is the best rapper.
Shout out
and,
Keith. Shout out my boy Keith over there. But this
and
is
Weezy idolizes
Nah.
Jay. I agree.
Elon, the GOAT. Shout out Matt. James Perez, the GOAT.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah,
So-
Tesla's in an interesting spot right now. Like it's hot and it should be hot, but it's hard to justify it being as hot as it's been.
absolutely. So
But
just
isn't
remember,
that
right?
for the whole market?
Say again.
Wouldn't you say that about the whole market?
We'll be talking about that in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
That's right. But when we think about Tesla, right, in the split, do you think that that's what's driving the additional like hype behind it?
Well, here's what's happened with every split basically in the last couple years. Maybe not every, but at least the most of them. They all go up when the split is announced, and then the split happens and they all come back down. It's happened every single time.
Except for one,
Which one?
Amazon. Every time Amazon did a stock split within
No. Yeah, no.
The
I
first year it goes
yeah,
up
for their
100%.
history, but I meant more in the recent
short term,
the last
okay,
two
yeah.
the last 2
Yeah.
to 3 years. Yeah.
everyone buys the hype.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had a pretty good time in this first segment of episode 3 of Brown Wealth
Yeah.
Radio. How do you guys feel?
We're good, man.
All right.
let's
So we're
keep
going to
it
be
going.
transitioning to a new format here at TGN
Yes.
out where we're going to have commercials, right? So
Hey.
I think we give the privilege, the honor to the first lady to take us out.
Me. All right, y'all. Y'all tuning in to Brown Wealth Radio. Make sure you catch them every Wednesday at 8 p.m. This is on TGN Latinx on the Good News Radio Network. Black and Brown owned, baby. Support and download the Good News Radio.
Let's go.
Radio. Make sure you catch them every Wednesday at
Nice.
8 p.m. This is on TGN Latinx.
Yo, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Are we still live on YouTube?
On YouTube, right?
Nope.
Ladies Night Radio
It's a commercial now.
So nobody can see us.
You can see on YouTube,
Okay, they can see us. What up, y'all?
but they can hear the commercial if you want to put it up for them.
only on TGN Latinx.
In today's world, everything is about customization. That's why I'm here to tell y'all about Wolf Customs. We can get any and everything customized.
Yeah, they
I'm
can hear
talking
the
about
commercial.
t-shirts, sweaters, even cell
I-
phone cases. If you have a
Hey,
business,
did
or a
it.
company, or a brand, you probably got a website. You need something custom that's fit to tailor your business.
That
to
was
separate you from
amazing.
the
That was
competition. Wolf
amazing.
Custom takes large orders and one-of-one orders. So if you got that special event, best you know about Wolf Customs. You can get custom mouse pads, custom AirPod cases. I mean, it never ends. Tap in with Wolf Customs. Find them on Instagram @_Wolf Customs_, and get your personal touch today.
What's up? It's Brandon from the Primos Chilos radio show. Are you tired of filthy, lowbrow, scummy entertainment? Well, I don't have the solution for you. Check out the Primos Chilos radio show, live Thursdays at 12 on TGN Latin.
Does it give us a countdown?
Get your plant-based nutrients daily with organic tinctures and herbal capsules. Just put a few drops of tincture in your water, tea, or juice of your
You gotta
choice.
decide,
and you'll
Rennie.
be on your way to a healthier lifestyle. in
On
no
what?
time. Super
Whether
blends
it's
like
earnings
sea
or
moss,
not.
bladder rag, turmeric, and ginger, the mucus buster. We've got the
You still got
organic solutions you
yesterday's,
need to
you still
keep your
got
body at its best. Shop
Brown
now at
Wealth,
trytheorganicoption.com.
credit. I mean,
and
I'll
use
go
the promo
less for
code
credit.
GoodNews for 30% off your order. Once again, that's trytheorganicoption.com. Feed your organs.
Yo, what's up? This is Rick.
Yo, this is Rennie.
What up? Don't ring the building.
Let's go, family. This is Jesse, and this is
Brown Wealth Radio. And make sure to catch us on TGN Latinx every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Oh,
To
Rick.
be specific.
That's what he sounds like. I forgot.
Chiquis
Already know,
triquis.
Mike. It's Michelada time. Flavorful, handcrafted Michi mix to top up with your favorite cerveza. It will have you saying, wow, baby, at every drink. Michelada time is freshly made in small batches, bringing you the perfect Michelada every time.
The streets are talking, Jerry. That Michelada time is liquid gold. Where can I find it?
Check out our website at www.micheladatimemix.com. That is MICHELADA timemix.com. Follow us on Instagram at Michelada_time for news, products, pop-ups, and store locations.
and then
Say
make up time
less.
that way.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Are you trying to buy a
Alright, so what are you gonna
home,
do?
car, or make
Let's
other
skip it.
investments and being
just catch up. We'll
discriminated
just have to
against
skip it.
because of your credit score? At credit909.com, our professionals can help you remove judgments, student
If we-
loans, child support, medical bills,
If we-
and other
if the
erroneous and
conversation-
negative items on your credit
If it
report.
dries
Call
up by yesterday's price, then I'll
800-752-9763
go back
today for a free
35.
credit
Just get to
analysis
that
and
part.
consultation, or text credit to 909-688-5461.
Yo, what's cracking, fools? It's your boy Caesar Leo. Caesar Leo knows it all. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. right here on TGN Latinx.
Hit play again.
It's your boy Caesar Leo. Caesar Leo knows it all. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. right here on TGN Latinx, the authority in radio and podcast. Let's go, baby. And what? Fool, you don't like it? So what?
Fool, you don't like it? So what?
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mysterious Jax from Ladies Night Radio Show. That's right, the entertaining, fun show with. What's up, you guys? We're back. You can put it down.
Oh, all right. Well, good.
You can press stop right there.
Yeah, we trying. We learning.
Hey, it's
over
our
here,
first
folks.
time. It's our first
time. So we appreciate y'all for your.
No, that was
Was that
it, you
good?
guys. So this is the new platform. We're going to 24-hour radio station. You will be hearing commercials, but the commercials are paid advertisers that we know and that they're here in the community. So this is what it is, right? Bringing up the community. That's what Brown Wealth stands for.
I like that. And if we're talking about advertisements, then we got to be talking about some.
Yes.
All right.
Earnings in a hurry for this week. So sorry to everybody because we posted we would go through the ones we didn't talk about last week. We're not going to get to them. So I'm going to talk about one.
Just kidding.
Nah, because I wanted to throw this one out there. So we're going to talk about Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Jax, you fuck with Lululemon?
I do not. They're kind of pricey for me, but they're great.
What do you mean it's worth it? The stock says it's worth it.
So the stock trades for like 360 and it was up. I don't know what it closed at, but it was up 6 to 7% today. But here's the thing. It has price targets up to like 450 out there. And they are showing that they are very profitable. They came in at 337 per share. They beat estimates up big time from a year ago, and they posted 2.13 billion in revenue in the quarter.
Nice.
Billion.
They are buying back stock.
Okay.
They're gonna buy $1 billion worth of stock back.
Yeah, I know about Lululemon. I like their clothes.
Yes.
I have one pair of pants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I ain't buying no more. They're fantastic pants. Don't get me wrong. Like, those are my favorite pants to wear to work. But nah, I'm not dropping a buck and change again on a pair of pants. Yeah, nah.
They're very pricey, but
and I'm just cost conscious. Like, it's
I'm not invested in Lulu. I once made a little bit of money off of it, and it's one of those stocks that I wish I would have held until today. But I kind of see it the same way. I just feel like it's priced out in today's world, like,
especially now with inflation. Like,
but isn't it wild that people are spending $2.1 billion?
Well, shows the power of branding.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
$2.1 billion.
I know them from buying the Mirror. So the Mirror is like it's a home workout thing that
I know, yeah.
So I had that in my house.
Where do you think he gets the guns from?
Nah. This is
Where's the beach at? Where's the beach at?
Hey, I'm gonna share a quick story. We just got these nice shirts, by the way.
Yeah, they're looking nice.
These shirts, and me and Chris, we put ours on and we feel good in them. We feel good in them. And then Jesse puts his on, right? And he's like, "Yo, mine is long," and I'm like, "Bro, you just don't have a belly.
The belly's not holding up.
Like, you just don't have a belly."
I'll take that. I appreciate you.
We wish.
But no, so like I remember going work, trying out this Mirror thing. We bought it. It's been fantastic. Like, it's great. And then I saw Lululemon like bought them and added it to their arsenal. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, during the COVID situation and everything was closed, like, it made sense. But now, like, I know the world just opened up. I know you try to go to the gym a lot.
Yeah.
Would you rather work out at home or go to the gym?
No, I'd rather go to the gym.
Yeah. See, it's
a different element. It's a different vibe there.
But we just got the tonal system, right? So the tonal system is dope. It was very similar to the Mirror, but now you get weights with it, right? So like pulleys and magnets and stuff, and man, it's an amazing workout. But no, I'd rather work out at home than go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
Yeah.
Teach their own. Their own.
And that's where it is, right? But there's so much competition. Like, how is Lululemon going to continue to stand out when there's, like, if I'm going to go buy workout clothes, I'm buying Nike.
But
I buy Lululemon.
Here's where it does make some sense to me. Like, I was out a couple times. I don't really shop too much. I kind of like shop like for clothes like a couple times a year besides like the essentials. But like when I did go out, like these Lululemon stores are like full. Like
Full.
they're
There's
like-
there was lines.
There's
during
lines
pandemic
to get
even.
in. No, but even
Lines
now,
to get in.
there's lines to get in now. Like they're.
I don't
packed.
think you're their target audience, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's
Yeah,
what
you
it
said
is.
facts.
It's that mom that goes drops off the kids and then wants to wear Lululemon to go to do Pilates
Yes.
in between brunch.
Yep.
But all those things seem
That's dangerous. Pilates and brunch, which it depends on the order, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, we had a
brunch before Pilates.
we had a very
That's
quick
gonna be
segment
it.
this week, so we're gonna cut it a little short. But we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah,
we
because
gotta catch
all
up.
these things that we keep talking about just keep reminding me of.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's right.
Yesterday's price
Yesterday's price
is not today's
is not
price.
today's
My rates went up.
price.
My rate. That's
Because
Look
her
at that,
rates
look at
went
that.
up.
Rate
That's
went up.
right. That's
so
right.
here's what we're gonna talk about. Like this is normally something I would just be super happy about, but dude, the market has been on fire.
Fuego.
Literally the last 2 weeks. We talked about the percentages earlier. Like it's crazy. The amount that it's bounced back is similar to the way it bounced back in April or March and April of 2020. when
Very
COVID
similar
hit.
to the COVID bounce. Absolutely.
But when it opened up in 2020, we found out that the government was going to print a lot of money. Today, the only thing that, as far as I know, could happen is like people might get $400 gas debit cards, but that's the only money that's being printed. There's no $600 is going or $1,200, however much.
Even
it
the
was to
guy that
everybody.
owns the Tesla
Would get one, which is
is
stupid.
gonna get one.
Which is so dumb. Which is so dumb. I'll sell it. Yo, let me know. It's probably illegal.
Donate
to
it,
do
bro.
that.
Donate it.
But that makes no sense. And not only that, but like, we're not reopening. There isn't, this like cloud of a pandemic over. So like, why is the market like, I can't explain it. You guys know I'm into the market. Why would it bounce like that the way it has in the last couple of weeks?
I mean, we survived the pandemic. We printed all this money.
Uh-huh.
Inflation's all where it is. People still making shit happen. So
I mean, we're a resourceful bunch and
keeping our money in there. Just leave it in there.
leave it in
there.
Leave it in. Yeah, there's no reason to pull it out.
Nah,
Like,
they really-
it's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. I see Jack cringing over there.
That's
Like
what she said. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so immature. I'm sorry.
no. That was
Ladies,
great.
that ladies' night.
It is a ladies' night. It is.
Absolutely.
No, but back to
Absolutely.
Rennie's point, there really isn't any fundamental reason for
My whole point, I think, is just that the way the market's gone up in the last 2 weeks is the way it should go up maybe in 2 months. I mean, the historical return on the S&P is like 8%, 9%, and it's up 6% in 2 weeks. I don't know. It's just
So
a little
I do have a
scary.
question for you
Yeah.
fellas, because you guys know way more than I do. If I, let's say, had like $200 to like spend right now, would you recommend that I buy stocks right now or hold on?
well, if you talk to Renee, you want to wait a little bit. Renee
I
will
would
tell you
wait.
wait a little bit.
I would
Wait,
wait. I would
okay.
wait.
Well, just hit the alt. Hit.
Well, there's always a lot that goes into it, but here's what I would say: if you're gonna put $200 now, and you're gonna put $200 every 2 months for the rest of your life, or for the next few years, let's just say the rest of your life, yeah, absolutely, because it's the behavior that's most important behind everything. If you were gonna tell me, hey, based off of how these $200 perform, I'm gonna decide whether or not I'm gonna invest in the stock market, like this isn't, that's why we do the disclaimer.
Yeah.
I would say no, because the market is so damn hot right now that you might go up a little bit. I just feel like if it continues to go at the pace it's going to pull back violently. And that's what I, kind of worry about. But everybody worries about that during the entire history of the stock market. These 2 weeks are just a little too much for me to bear, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really boils down to what your tolerance becomes, right? Like if there's $200 that you're gonna leave in there, and you're not touching for 20 more years, or are you saying, hey, I'm gonna put these $200 in, I'm gonna flip it into 4,
Yeah, that's actually a
and
better
then-
way to put it. the way
and
you
then
did,
go
yeah.
do this, right? Like if that's what you're trying to do, then stay away. Like
I agree.
wait and always buy on red days.
But if you,
Like,
but another way he said it, if you're gonna forget about the $200, just buy it.
Yeah.
But if you want to like kind of say like, hey, if I don't do good on these $200, I'm never gonna invest again, I would wait a little bit. And like we're we can't call it all the time, but do okay job.
Yeah.
Okay. Job.
Okay.
Been doing okay.
That's some great
recently.
advice. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
always, and what we always say is don't use money that you're gonna need right away.
number
Like,
one
I
rule.
put this $200 in, but oh damn, I gotta pay rent next week. Don't
Let's
start
start with
don't do that.
Okay.
Like,
Let's
it's
start
gotta
with the
be
golden rule.
$200 that
That's the intro. Let's start with the golden rule. Play with money that you can't lose. You acting like a fool.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Well, let's talk a little bit about, this is the last Wednesday in March.
Mm-hmm.
March is Women's History Month.
Yes,
It is.
We have our fantastic guest host, our first lady of TGN, the director of TGN Latinx, like just titles on titles on titles. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about.
Un pedacito de la historia negra, de la historia nuestra, caballero. Y dice así.
That's right. He said. I need some energy in here, folks. We're about to talk about Brown Wealth Matters. Like, how is it that what we're talking about relates to our communities, right? So, really, let's get right into it. I wanted to take this opportunity for us to highlight and celebrate some of the achievements that, you know, women have, you know, contributed and achieved over the last few years, or, you know, whoever's important to you. And if you've got some brown women that you want to recognize, I think that'd be pretty awesome. So I want to start off by recognizing my wife. My wife, Natasha.
I like that.
She holds me down. She supports me. She pushes me. She makes me a better man. So, you know, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. You know, part of who I am today is highly because of the way she motivates me. So, you know,
well
shout out
done
to her.
Well done. Well, and also way to throw us off with the notes.
Now we got, how do we follow that up? I mean,
give your wife shout outs.
No, we're gonna repeat the same thing.
Exactly.
Shout out Myra.
Shout out Myra.
Yeah, and it's not the same Myra. We both are just, you know, having to do with Myra.
I was about to say.
No, not the same Myra. No.
Conversation like, is Myra?
I was like, oh, you shouting out his wife?
We're brother husbands. No. Two different Myras.
Okay. I'm glad we
Myra's a beautiful
clarified
name.
that.
It's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name.
That's right.
The women that stole our hearts just happen to be Myras.
Oh, that was cute.
But
Okay.
yes, I would also like to shout out Myra, you know, for all the things she does for myself, for our children. She's pushed me so much personally, professionally. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. So I love you, baby.
Aww.
Shout out, baby girl. You know I would have done this anyway, right? But shout out to my Myra, aka Alexa Highview. You know what I mean? Just something real cool that I want to thank her for. It was her idea to do this this juice cleanse, and I hated her for it at first. And she put up with all my complaints. And she's such a genius. She decided to do it right now because the house is getting remodeled and we don't have access to a kitchen. So she's like, might as well do it when we don't have a kitchen. And even though as much as I hated you those first few days, like, damn, I love you for it because I feel so good.
She wanted his pipes clean.
This is like the R-rated week. This is R-rated week.
I'm sorry if I bring any type of influence.
I'm sitting next to Jack.
It's ladies' night,
don't
baby.
blame her. Don't blame her, Sucio. You know?
How about you, Jax? Anybody you want to shout out?
Of course. I have 3 amazing sisters and my mom. I am who I am because they are who they are. And, you know, they all raised me. So, you know, I'm the youngest of my 3 sisters. I'm the 5th of 8 kids. So I want to shout out the women that are in my life. And that's my 3 older sisters and my mom because, yeah, I am who I am because of them.
Awesome. Damn, like she nailed that.
I really can't follow that up. I didn't shout out moms. I didn't shout out my 4 sisters. I'm sorry. I love all of you. I'm sorry.
but really, right? It's just this opportunity to say thank you, right?
Of course.
And there's some really amazing things that Latina women, brown women have been accomplishing lately. So
I got to make a connection here real quick.
Okay, my bad. Go
I know
ahead.
you're trying to get to the time.
No,
we're
you're
gonna
good.
to the time.
You're good.
So, Jack, check this out.
What's up?
We're working on this episode and we're talking about Encanto.
Ooh.
And then we see your story the other day.
Yeah.
So we were like crazy because we're thinking about like how it's winning awards and stuff. Well, tell us about the producer.
Yeah, so I just recently found this out that the producer of Encanto, she's a Latina woman. She went actually to UCSB and she is my sorority sister.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Shout out Gaucho.
She's older than me. I didn't get to meet her. I don't know her personally. But my sister went to Santa Barbara and she went to Santa Barbara. And my sister, I was asking her about her too. I was like, did you know her? Did you meet her? She's like, no, she was actually on her way out when my sister was on her way in. So we don't know her personally, but when we found out that she was in our sorority, it just like made things so like I don't know, like anything is like she
possible.
right. She's in our organization and she went to college with my sister. Like, so it was very inspiring and motivating to see. So congratulations to her and the Encanto movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
That's all that plays in my house.
She said we don't talk about Bruno, right?
We don't talk
No, and by the way,
about-
just we shared all that amusing info, but it's Yvette Marino.
Yes,
Yvette Marino.
yes.
So we
Yes,
should
give her
send some
flowers. Definitely. That's
Yvette
amazing.
Marino, yes.
Yeah.
Man, so when I found out, I was like, I have to share this because to me it feels like so close. Like she's at the Oscars, you know.
Yeah.
So
But I
it-
think
it's so
Encanto
inspiring.
is
actually it brings home the point that like networking and getting to know people. Like we wouldn't be here if you hadn't networked with us and invited us to be on your show. And then we're over here like looking at, because we want to like obviously talk about like, you know, maybe celebrities, people that everybody can connect to, but we're looking it up. And then you mentioned that, and it's cool how like, yo, as you
It's a
talk to
small
people,
world.
you might have access to like amazing names that are out there, and it's just about like entering the room and feeling like you belong there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we do belong there.
We do.
Encanto actually passed Frozen as the biggest soundtrack of Disney history.
That's right.
That's
right.
insane.
Latinos represent.
Woo!
Why do you think I know the Madrigal song in my head?
No,
My kid,
dude.
how many times I watched that movie?
Like I can listen to that soundtrack, like no joke, like in the car. It's a dope soundtrack.
It
But
is.
there's some other people I want to shout out real quick. So Ariana DeBose, I believe that's her last name. She's the first Afro-Latina and second Latina overall to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. And it's interesting because Rita Moreno won it the first time for her role in West Side Story. And now Ariana has now won it for that same role. So that's like amazing to see, right? To see on one hand, like history being made again with another Latina, this time being an Afro-Latina,
Yeah.
being from the LGBTQ community. Like, man, talk about progress for our culture, for our people. But then it also makes me like super pissed.
That took so
because-
long.
Well, that it took so long, but then why is it got to be for the same role? Why is it got to be for the same? You know what I mean? Like there
Oh,
are
yeah.
so many other great Latina actresses out there who have made a positive impact, who have memorable stories. Like why aren't they getting nominated and winning these awards? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
You
it's,
already
it's
know.
again, exactly like it's.
You already know.
But I want to celebrate it because it's such a big moment. You know
And we
what I
should
mean?
celebrate it. It definitely is.
Another one is Cardi B.
Oh,
Cardi B.
yes.
That's right. You know, she's from New York. I'm from New York. She's from the Bronx. And it just came out that every single song on her album Invasion of Privacy went platinum. So shout outs to her.
Hey, and any golden age, like, you know, underground backpacker who doesn't want to show Cardi, that album was dope.
That album was
Oh,
fire.
yes.
Fire. But here's the thing. This is the first time that has ever happened.
So not just female.
No, not just female, not male, not just hip hop. Like
So Hova didn't do
ever.
it.
No,
Jay
Hova didn't do this
it.
either. No,
Lil
and neither
Weezy
did
didn't
Wayne.
do it. Lil Wayne didn't do it either.
But think about it, like a Latina woman broke this record, like reached this milestone. Like she's the first.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever take that away from her. You know what I'm saying? And Cardi did it being her.
Yes.
Like Cardi is
And
Cardi.
that's
Like if you
what-
watch, you know,
she's-
Love and
she's-
Hip Hop, if you're from New York and you know Cardi, like I don't know her, but like from what I hear,
But we
like
do
this
though,
is her.
'cause she's so real. Exactly.
Right, like she's real. Like she didn't have to change who she was as a person to make it, to reach this level of stardom. To
Yep.
and you know, it's just amazing to see that. Like, I'm just really proud of how our community is really going out there, right? Like from an entertainment perspective.
Yes.
But let's flip it a little bit real quick, because there's more than just being a celebrity. There's more than just making it in that field, right? So I want to shout out a woman by the name of Linda Alvarado. No, she's not related to me, although we share the same last name. But she is the first Hispanic woman to be a part owner of a Major League Baseball team. So she owns part of the Colorado Rockies. Like that is amazing.
Oh wow.
Like we're breaking records out here. We're
crazy.
making history. And you know, she has her own construction company, like development company. It's super successful. And again, like she's in like the Women's National Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Right. And I wouldn't have known this. Like there's so many things that our community does that we just don't get the press for. We don't get the recognition for. So we wanted to take this time to like really shout out these women that are making big moves.
Big
Yeah, give them the
moves.
flowers they deserve.
Absolutely. Like these are the women that I want my daughters to aspire to be, to look
That's
as
right.
role models, and to be able to shine some light on that. Hopefully, our listeners.
Can I throw one out there real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were, I know,
Real quick?
Matt. Hey, was that my first one? That was the first one.
Anytime he says real quick, you gotta take a sip.
I think that was my first one today. That's better than the last two. But because you talked about Cardi and mad love to Cardi, like I had to throw this out there. Like I got to throw out my favorite female rapper, Rhapsody.
Okay. Hey, you got no argument from me over here. Rhapsody is fire.
Rhapsody is so dope. And I just want to throw this out. There's this line she has on the not Eve, but on Layla's Wisdom. She said, like, the best of the best gonna fear you. Sky's the limit. I see. I told you. You're gonna be the difference between McDonald's, Burger King, and Whole Foods. And that's like she's Whole Foods in this whole like conversation. And what's really dope is that Cardi B actually showed Rhapsody love. Rhapsody shows Cardi B love, and you would maybe think that like if you're like in that like underground versus current, like you have to pick one or the other. But just the fact that they embrace each other like that is so amazing, because you got Cardi B, who's like probably the most popular female rapper maybe of all time,
right?
Honestly,
yeah. And then you got,
just don't say that to Nikki.
Oh.
and then you got Rhapsody, who may be like, in my opinion, like the best female rapper.
Oh yeah,
of
bar
all
for
time.
bar. That is.
So that's just
the best
dope.
lyrics.
Don't at me.
Instead of hating on one another, that they come together. So I just wanted to throw
Real
that out there.
recognize
That's
real. That's what that looks like.
I don't know that male rappers can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
I think it's just dope that they come together like that.
For sure. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, that takes us into our next tip. So thank you, man. You guys like really participated well and brought some fire for that segment. I'm glad we made the Brown Wealth Matters about our brown Latina women out there.
I love that.
All brown women, all women in general. So happy Women's History Month. And with that, let's go into
$1 bill, y'all. I heard Doger's up in credit scores 10 points a week on average.
Wow. Look at that.
Just trying to spread some information I learned. That's all. So we talked about what is your credit score, what makes that up. We talked about how to look up your credit score to find out where you're at. And there are a lot of people that really have just been so scared of credit they didn't get involved. They just stayed on the sidelines and really haven't even shown enough credit history to get a score.
Mhm.
So when those situations happen, like, what do you do? How do you start credit? Because creditors aren't going to lend you any money if they don't see any history of you doing it before.
right.
So you got to start somewhere.
So like if I'm a 18-year-old kid, like just graduated high school, got no credit, what do I do?
So, the first step would be to go to a bank, right? You go to a bank and you're going to want to ask for a credit card, and they're going to tell you, well, you have no history, so we're not going to give you one. But there is something called a secured credit card. And what a secured credit card is basically where you actually have to give the bank your money first. I know it sounds weird, but again, the banks don't want us to win. We don't have the advantage. So let's say you start with a $500 limit or a $1,000 limit. You walk in there and hand them $1,000 and say, I want a secure credit card. They're going to give you that credit card, and that the balance on that card will be what you put in. So if it's $1,000, you have a $1,000 limit. You use it. At the end of the month, your payment's $500. They'll basically either take it out of that $1,000 you put in, or you pay that $500 yourself and keep that $1,000 going.
Got it.
So it's basically like collateral.
Yeah, it's basically collateral. I don't trust you. You don't
Right.
have no history for me to trust you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to use your own money for me to trust you.
Mm.
Now it sounds a little weird, but in order to get it started, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Is it better than a debit card?
Oh, 100%. Let's not get into that part, yeah.
We already told you last week.
It's the worst.
It's the worst financial tool given to Americans. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the worst financial tool given to an American consumer. So yes, if you're using your debit card and you have no credit, please go get a secured credit card.
Now, all right. So, all right. I'm 18. I worked this part-time job. I saved up my money. I got $500. Go to the bank. Here's my 5 bills. You give me this credit. Now I paid it, right? 6 months go by. Like, how long I got to keep doing this for me to get like a real credit card?
You do it for 2-3 months and ask the bank for a credit card.
Okay.
Now, sometimes they may say, no, you do need 6 months. Most of the time, be like, all right, you proved yourself. And usually that's the case when you leave that 500 in there, whatever the balance is, you pay it off with more money.
Okay.
So let's say if it's $1,000 limit, and you use 500 of it, throw 500 at it.
So,
now
so
it's a
there is
$1,500.
still some leverage. So in other words, just to make sure I understand correctly, you could potentially have $500 of cash, but they'll still give you some leverage. So you could still have a credit limit that's higher than the amount you have. There?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I do have a question really quick, if you can answer it. So that's one way, right? Because in people that like, and the families and coaches that I know, sometimes they put their kids.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay. Go ahead.
So
she's trying to give away all
I
your
was gonna
sauce.
ask to see what's better. That's what I was gonna say. My question.
I say both.
Okay, go ahead.
So
You go ahead.
a little cheat code. So
I mean, you gotta say it. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
about?
So we're talking to the people that are barely trying to get started, but people that want to necessarily help their credit, or even the one getting started, how to help your credit. If you have a family member that that would actually be willing to help you, that considers you trustworthy, right, and has good credit themselves, you could ask them to be an authorized user on one of their credit cards. Now, when you become an authorized user on one of their credit cards, you don't take their credit card. Tell them, no, I don't want the credit card. You can cut it up, burn it, hide it. I don't want it. I just want to be on that trade line. Because now if I'm on it, however long you've had that credit card, whatever history, the spending habits you're doing on that card, I'm going to get credit for that. Not necessarily the exact same credit that you're getting, but I will be getting credit for it. And so that improves my credit history, the length of time I've had a credit card, and just my overall credit. So if you don't have a credit score, this in 60 days, sometimes even after 30, you will now see a credit score on there. Okay. So that helps you.
What kind of credit score am I getting though? So like let's say, all right, the person that puts me on their card, I don't know, they have an 822.
If they got 822 and you have no credit, I mean, you're going to get in the low 700s. You really are.
Wow.
Okay. You're going to get low 700s, but they're also going to see there isn't much credit history there.
So I'm thinking about broke Rennie, college, dollar cheeseburgers,
selling Apple stock for
kids. No, before that, dollar cheeseburgers,
29-cent hamburger.
If I came up with $500, is this what I should do?
Yeah. If you have no credit, if a lot of us come, I personally, my parents didn't teach me about it, but if you have no credit, you got to start somewhere.
Gotcha.
Go get that secured credit card, right? Talk to someone that that has good credit that would be willing to help you out. You just got to be on it.
That's a gem.
No, that's a fact, man. I mean, that's a trick of the trade there. Like if they use that correctly, then.
And the last thing I say is, you could always add your utility bills to your credit history.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is where we are going to call it for the day, because I can't follow that. I cannot follow.
That's some great advice, by the way.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So,
Listen
no
to that.
problem at all. Each week, coming out with more.
Now, if you guys are really listening to Chris, like you're going to be able to raise those credit scores, like Rennie was saying. So this was fun, guys. Like I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody being here.
Right.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah,
thank you for being here.
Ricks, I'm coming for your job.
There you go. All right. That's right.
Just kidding. Catch me on Ladies Night, though, every Friday at 7:30 here on the Good News Radio.
That's right. I was waiting for that plug. I was waiting for it. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We'll check you out.
And then YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate y'all.
Hope you enjoyed it. Drink. Michelada time is fresh made and small
What
batches,
up?
bringing you the perfect michelada every time.
The streets are talking, Jerry.
Yeah, and
Michelada time is liquid.
bye.